Okay. I mean, there we are.
General Skywalker here. Let's see some action.
Wait a minute. There's a new button in the live chat. Top fans. Be the first in leaderboard by showing support. Try sending in the live chat or super chat. Oh. Do I have monetization? I don't think I do. Why is that there? Interesting.
What is up, Shard?
Hey there, Sarkis. What's going on, man? Do you see anything different in live chat? Because I'm wondering if it's just on my side.
Hello.
Hello there, Coco Volcano. Welcome to the stream.
I am doing good. How about you?
I'm doing all right. Yeah, for some reason, there's like a top fans button in live chat.
I mean, the only different thing I see is a crown and the number 1 next to my username. There is no super chat button, there is the purple crown. But I think it's a new YouTube feature.
Interesting, because I looked and it's only on this channel. It's not on the films channel, which is also pretty weird because I should have more stuff unlocked on that channel than this one. It's kind of like the what was it? The 10 pictures per community post instead of 5. The films channel still has 5, and the games channel, this one has 10. But yeah. So I guess you weren't here last time, but we built not 1, but 2 rooms on stream. And then I showcased the one that I built before that stream, which would be this one, which you may have seen in the community post. Of course, this one isn't completely finished, because I actually have some stuff up top that I'm going to put the path creators on, and it's going to merge those together. But you're going to come into the dungeon, you're going to enter this way, and you're going to go down these stairs and go through that corridor. But there is a chest for you to open. I haven't determined what's going to be in it yet, but there will be something in there. And how you'd get up there using any character would be by jumping on these drums. See if I get it to work. There we go. Now, eventually, the bounce does kind of give out. I don't know why. Like that. And you can't actually get up there. So you got to be very careful with it. There we go. So if that ever goes out, just use the other one. If both of them go out and you can't get up here for whatever reason, just use a pack and just use a pack or a tool or something, or you can reload the toy box.
So what do you think of my new idea?
The lasers, I think it's a good idea, but I don't know if it fits a dungeon, like a medieval dungeon aesthetic. If we do a sequel to the obstacle course, which I'm pretty sure we will because the obstacle course is called Obstacle Course 1. I'm planning on doing it as a sequel. We will do lasers at some point. But instead of the spawn point being here, I have this Sword in the Stone. And the light just kind of starts for some reason. So I'm going to have this pillar attached to a path, and it's going to be lowered into the room itself. And this bridge is here for the evil laughter sound effects. And these two rooms are the ones we built last time. This, I don't know, I liked it at first. I'm starting to think I need to retexture it. We'll get into that in a second.
That music was too beautiful, loudly crying his face with tears of joy.
Yeah. But the small room that we have built up is the cell block, because it is a dungeon after all. Now this gate won't actually be closed when you come in. It'll be like a trap door. It'll be open until you walk in, and then it'll close on you. Like that. And then there's going to be a key in the center of the room.
75 XP next to the amount of people watching the stream.
Heck yeah. When I clicked on it, it said you had 50. So I guess every time you send a live chat, it brings you up a little, like a few points or something. That's kind of cool. But yeah, we use some interior decorations in there. It's kind of hard to see them, but we do have like chains on the wall, and then we do have like splatters. Now the ones on the floor just kind of, depending on your camera angle, just won't show up. So that's kind of weird. We did have one in here that just wouldn't appear no matter what angle you were at, so I just took it out. But you can kind of see the chains here thanks to the light. I might just put in some area lights below it to show off the other chains, because you really can't tell sometimes. But yeah, you're going to pick up a key, open the 3 gates, and then that one's going to close, and you're going to fight some enemies before the gate opens back up. You could see from one of the interior decorations we have like an axe in here. I used that Rapunzel chalk outline floor decoration for this. It's just you don't see the chalk outline through the basic block floors. Hey there, young man. Just taking a tour of what we did last time before we start building our next room. That was the cell block, and here is the mural room. I'd say I like the design, but it's a little too tan compared to the rest of the dungeon. It's kind of a shock when you come in here, and it's just so distinct compared to the rest of the dungeon. It just looks a little different, you know? So I might retexture this, but when we were building it up, it looked really good. So, I don't know, I'm kind of debating it. If I do retexture it, I am going to keep the mural like this, but I'm probably going to change the Asgardian stone to something else. Even though I do really like the runes built into the brick. Yeah, so I really like it. It's just, it's very different compared to the rest of the dungeon, so I don't know. I'm debating over retexturing it. And then I didn't really hide this too well, but these are breakable walls, and I'm going to utilize both of them to some extent later on in the dungeon. But yeah, it's kind of hard to mask those, because there is a basic block texture that has this exact pattern, but it's not the right shade. It's like way darker. The one I have above that is the closest I can get color-wise, but it doesn't have the texture on it. So that's the closest I can get for now. There is something I can do if I go to redesign the room, but I don't know if I want to do that. Well, I guess I don't have to completely redesign the room.
Those Tychus remind me of the ones in Finding Nemo with Gwy face with tears of joy.
That might be where they're from, actually. I don't know. Unless they're just Disney Infinity, like, generic tikis. What I kind of want to do is... Well, we're not going to delete them. I'm going to move them out. Well, I guess I'll delete the rest of them. I'll delete all of them but one, because they're all the... I guess they're not all the same. I'll move this out, too. We'll, I don't know why I want to make it symmetrical. It doesn't really matter. Let's see if this would work. I kind of want to do this. And then... It's my original idea. I don't think I'm going the right way. No, I'm not. Okay. I know it's in decorations, though. It's an Asgardian banister. There's not a whole lot of uses for it, but I thought I might be able to use it here. The Asgard stuff's pretty spread out in the decorations tab for some reason. Or is it in this one? It might be with the railings in group 7? Yeah, the trim piece. Kind of go with that. It still has that runic design, like the rest of the wall does. And it kind of masks the fact that there's a different wall than usual in here, because it doesn't stick out. So I kind of want to go with that. But the brown's kind of out of place, so I might just have to retexture it anyway. I kind of have an idea for that. I do like that better than how I had it with the tall tiki heads. So, yeah, we'll probably get rid of these. Let me change the sky, because this is going to be the late stage Sky Dome. We've determined that through most of the dungeon, we are going to stick with the pitch black sky. But for the rooms that don't look too good without it...
Previous dungeon building stream, but I did see the aftermath of it.
Yeah. The rooms that don't look good in the pitch black sky, we're going to use Syndrome's Sinister Takeover Sky, which is that stormy dark blue sky that I used for Mandalore and Mustafar. Because this room looks especially good in that. The floor is a little dark. But I have to have this floor instead of the Dumbrock stuff, which was my second choice. Because the Dumbrock ones are like 2 or 3 blocks tall. And we need the area lights 1 block beneath the floor. And thanks to the Cinderella floors requiring 1 block space, we have to have the area lights 1 block beneath anyway. So, this is perfect. I just wish the floor was a little brighter. But I do like the area lights with the torches, because it actually makes it look kind of realistic. I will say my favorite torches, like aside from the braziers, out of the 2 rooms that I built last time, my favorite torches are the ones in here, because I don't actually have the area lights directly under the torches. I have them kind of in front of it. That was kind of shining a light in front of the torches instead of just where the torches are. I did have them directly under the torches, like under this corner of the wall, and it made the corners of the wall look dark and the rest of the room brighter, and I didn't really like that, so that's how we fixed that problem. We did use the replayer to merge this gate in with the rest of the corridor and the room. I just moved the corridor stuff up, and we just didn't build the ceilings just yet. And then I recorded on the replayer me putting the gate in, and then we reversed it, built the rest of the room, put the corridor stuff back in, and then we replayed the replayer stuff, and that's how we got it in there. And that looks really good. And this room was kind of tedious to build because we didn't really have a plan for it.
This isn't Disney Infinity related, but I did get a new skin in Fortnite yesterday.
Oh yeah.
It's the Blitz Knight skin. It's
Ooh.
one of the free S.
Yeah,
So now
that one's a really
I have
good
4
one.
skins all together.
Heck yeah. That's a really good one. I use that one quite a lot recently. What could I do in terms of like brown or gold? Initially for the floor, we use not Asgardian stone, but Asgardian, like on the floor itself, not the wall. But I kind of like that for the walls now, because of the trim. course, I could also make the basic block walls back here as Guardian. That way they kind of merge on this wall. Then again, I kind of need it to be that color because of... Well, I guess I don't need to. Wait a minute. Can I put torches on the tiki head still? No. It's not touching it. It's not touching it, but it's close. That's a shame. What about the tiny ones? Okay, they're about the same size, actually. Okay, that's a shame. See, I might retexture these to be just Asgardian. I don't want to do theme all, because I have a lot of basic blocks out here. So we're not going to do that. So it will be a little time-consuming, changing the theme of the individual blocks, as it was last time. Alright, how does that look? I don't know about that. It just looks black from this light. Okay, so we'll turn that back. I think it's... No, it's not that one. That is the same texture as that breakable wall, as you can see from the pattern, but it's not the right shade. So we need... I think it was in the Agrabah stuff, right? Was it this? No. It wasn't that one either. That one's on the upper layer. That was cardboard, that's what it was. 'Cause I was surprised that I was able to find a good use for it.
Have in mind to add next.
That's the thing, that's why I was asking for suggestions, because I'm kind of out of ideas room-wise. I have a general idea of what the gameplay is going to be. There's going to be traps and puzzles and enemies roaming through the halls and stuff. So that's pretty self-explanatory. But I don't know what exact rooms we need to add, because we already have the cell block. We have like a main commons area, like a ceremonial hall, I guess you could say. I know I'm going to build a throne room at some point for the boss fight, but we're not going to put it immediately right here. I need a room before it.
Like my laser idea was like 50/50.
Yeah, I will use that at some point, but I don't think it'll be for this one. Then we have a cell... I think I already mentioned the cell block. We have this, but this room is going to be used for the Halloween event. So I'm kind of going to build that off camera, and I won't really show it off on stream. But I do have plans for this room. It's like the breakable walls. That's why I'm trying to obscure them. That way it's like, ta-da, it's a discovery. But yeah. Let's see, how does Asgardian look down here? We're going to retexture this room, and then we're going to build another room. I don't know about that. But if I kind of have an idea for this, but I don't feel like I'll be able to have the torch here if I do that. Let's see. No, that's what I thought. Okay, unless I did the replayer or something, because you can't put any of these... Never mind, you can put this on a path. I might have to do that. Or the path creator glitch, or the trigger area glitch. So what I'm gonna have to do here is move the torches out on all sides. And then, let's see. Because then I also have to retexture this stuff, you know? I don't know what I want to do with that either. But let's say I just take these out. Replace that, put this one in. Retexture that to be... well, let's look at this. I don't feel like that was a good idea. No, it wasn't. I think we decided against that. Let's say I went with the Asgardian one. Like this. I like that. But at the same time, it kind of has that same issue where it's like it doesn't really mesh well with the rest of the dungeon. The dark gray, kind of mossy, kind of grungy dungeon feel. You kind of have like this clean royal look, you know? So, it's kind of a... I don't know, more like a tonal shift that I don't think fits very well. But I don't think there's any terrain textures that have like...
Their face with
Yeah, but I don't think there's any... See, that could kind of work. No, it can't, because you could see the rest of the terrain right there. That doesn't really look good. This kind of does, but you can't get a tall triangular terrain piece. So we can't go with that one. I don't know about that one either. How about this one? That just kind of looks like a cave wall, but it's too flat, you know, too smooth. That's has the same issue. That's not even. Nope. 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 That's probably the closest we're gonna get, but that doesn't look like a dungeon wall. You know, it is gray brick, but it's not the right kind, you know? And that's what we're using already for like the mural, so that's already above this one. That's too sci-fi. Well... Actually... I kinda like that. I just don't think it works well with the mural on the side. You know? I do like this, though. It does complement the tikis. It does kind of complement the floor. Do we need the torches on this wall? I feel like we could just put them right in here and just leave them out on the corners. Let's go through the rest of our options here first, though. Actually, I think I have a power disc that could fit this pretty well.
I feel like I also hit a dead end too when I was trying to come up with a new idea for the dungeon.
Yeah, we kind of rapid fired them at first, and then we just kind of blew through them, you know? Okay, well, I have the power disc. This might look good. Oh no. It's got jack-o'-lanterns. It's Nightmare Before Christmas ground. And you just see the jack-o'-lanterns in there. Then again, from this angle, you can't really see them. This might be a problem. But if you're not paying attention, I mean, this might be in the way anyway, so you're probably not even going to see it. But on this wall, you probably will. So... I don't know. It's too much like a cave. Why is it at an angle? It's at an angle. I think that's just how the that terrain block was designed with the texture, but like that's weird. I actually it kind of looks good. I might use that in like a city or something, but I don't know. Okay, well, we didn't make any other changes really. I mean, we did with the trim and the tiki heads, but we can easily replicate that. I don't want to go back in and just replace all those blocks by myself, so we're just gonna reload. I'm gonna flip through some pictures from my Zonai research because I did take a lot of pictures of the dungeons in Tears of the Kingdom, and that's definitely what I'm going to be using as inspiration. That's what I used for inspiration for the mural room to begin with.
Let's get this done.
Oh, yeah, I can take that power disc off now. Put it right there. Okay, I used that as inspiration. I could improve upon that, though. I do have a way of doing that. I mean... Alright, well, first of all... Then group 7. Thing is, I don't want to change all of the textures because I really like the pillar designs on the upper half, but I don't think the tan works that well. It's a very stark contrast to the rest of the dungeon, so I might have to get rid of it. Alright, well, let's change the sky back again. Okay, so let's just try to retexture the basic blocks and see what sticks and what doesn't. I mean, that could look good. Potentially. How does that look against the... I don't know about that. That's too futuristic, right? Definitely. So we're not going with any of those. That's what I use for the ceiling of the commons area. That looks pretty good. Doesn't blend with the rest of the room, though. I don't think a wooden room would be good in a dungeon like this. We determined the flagstone would be too modern. We were going to use that for the floor of this room, but it just looked too clean for a dungeon like this. So we opted against it, although it does look kind of good as a wall. But I do prefer the Asgardian stone that we already have over the flagstone, so probably going to pass on that. I'd say this looks good, but it looks too dark in this sky dome. And that's our options. Let's try that again. Flagstone. It would mesh well or better with the stucco up top. So I might actually replace the cardboard with that. But I'm not sure because I kind of want that to be consistent with the breakable wall. But this is just kind of out of place. That strip up there. That looks good though. I think that looks really good. I don't know. I'm torn on this. We might end up keeping Asgardian stone. And then replacing cardboard with...
I like it from my POV.
Yeah. I'd say it looks really good. It's very visually appealing. But if you try to compare it to the rest of the dungeon, which is all like dark and grungy with the gray, there's not a lot of other colors in the dungeon. And this is kind of it's a tonal shift, like I said. It's very different. And I don't know if I like that. This would be good as like a separate dungeon, I feel like. But I don't know how to make this room look like the rest of them. So this might have to be different. But I will say replacing cardboard with the flagstone or whatever that's called, that will make the room come together a little bit more. And then we could probably change the texture of the floor a little bit. We might just replace the floor. Because it is a little dark in this sky dome, you know? That's what I'll probably do. So let's go around. Okay, we don't have... Alright, so they're all the outer walls. So, it's flagstone. We'll set the theme, and we'll just delete the walls and replace them. Luckily, they're all the 3x3 walls. Okay, except for those. And those.
Hey Shard and A.
Hey there, Mr. Cheese.
Sarkis. Sup, Mr. Cheese? What are you doing?
We are retexturing a wall, or replacing a wall, in a dungeon. I gotta retexture those myself, it looks like. Trying to make it a little more consistent on the color scheme here. Whoa, that was loud. Alright, so let's see how that looks from the inside. That's a lot better. Now the Asgardian stone stands out the most. So that's something. It's kind of frustrating. Okay. Well, we might just have to settle for that. Then again, that Asgardian trim is still out of place. I think I will turn this stuff to Asgardian. Even this, maybe. Alright. Well, what does that look like? No, absolutely not. No, not doing that one. That is not fit at all. Guess we don't need a dragon right here. Okay, so this. I don't know if I like that. Also, I use the half block trick to get these into place, as well as this. It's like it's in the Agrabah set. It's like a quarter wall or a third wall. It's not quite half a wall. Well, I guess it has to be because it's sitting on like a half block grid. So I guess it is the half block. It just doesn't look like because the floor is merging with it, so it looks a lot shorter than it is. Let's make sure we don't change the color of the wrong thing. Okay. How does that look? You see, Asgardian stone is too bright, but Asgardian normal is too dark.
Not too
But
bad, honestly.
I like the runes on both of them. I just wish there was a... I wish this one was darker and this one was brighter, you know? I'd be fine with either one if it was like that. We need them to match one of these two up here. But there's not a lot to do that. So, I mean, we do need the brown. Is there another brown we can do? I mean, all the ones in the Star Wars stuff are like wood or tile. That's probably the closest thing we can get. It doesn't look super out of place compared to the rest of them. But that doesn't work. I could see this maybe working as like a decoration, like the kind of like a tribal thing, like the tikis and the torches that might fit thematically. Probably not that. Definitely not that. Oh, wait a minute. That looks pretty good. Will it look good with the half block trick, though? That's the question, because it's going to start about here, where the star is. I think we'll go with that for the outer stuff, and then for the mural, we'll have to do something else. But I actually really like that. I don't know which one I grabbed onto. Okay, there we go. So that one was the right one. Can never be too careful with that.
I like it as well.
Yeah. This is kind of that merge that I wanted, you know, with the brown and the tan. I forgot about that texture, honestly. Okay, now here's the real test. Does it look good on the half and half? Let's get the outer edge first. And then we'll do right above the door. I mean, it's not terrible. It's not perfect. But it's decent enough. Wouldn't you say? I mean, we went through all our other options. There are no other options, so we're gonna have to go with that. And I'm sure it'll look good on the mural as well. I just wish they would have given us more basic block textures when they updated the game with like new content and stuff. Because what we got at launch was just what we got, period, you know? Okay, so let's turn this stuff. And then we'll get these side murals, the corner murals. That's actually easier to see than regular Asgardian. So that's pretty good. Okay, I do like that a lot better. So let's turn this stuff. Okay, now we have to do that 3 more times. Actually, that doesn't look too great on the side. You can actually see, you see the dark edges, like on the left and right of this. They're not centered on the diagonal side, so you actually see those borders, like right there. So that's kind of off-putting. But if you're not really paying attention, I guess it doesn't really matter. Let's look for an alternative. If there are no other alternatives, we'll have to go with this. Couldn't I match the tiki heads? Because they have their own texture that can be matched in this. I believe it's just rock. Yeah, that's the one. It's a little too smooth, though. Especially surrounded by the Jabba's Palace door thing. And with the mural there, so... I might just stick with the Asgardian stone for this. Because that design, it's kind of growing on me. Yes, it does stick out a little bit. But that might be the point. And maybe just out of pure laziness of not wanting to retexture every individual corner block on the other sides. But then again, the banister or the trim there does still look out of place. So does the flagstone. I'm gonna try something here. We're gonna try to put the Jabba's Palace texture in here and see how that looks. Jabba's Palace floor. Okay, well I use it for doors, so because it looks like a door. That actually works a lot better than that. I think we're gonna do that. We're gonna go with that. Okay. It's still very different from the rest of the dungeon, but it doesn't stick out as much now. It's not as bright.
I'm enjoying the stream BTW.
Yeah. So am I, honestly. Glad you're enjoying as well. Okay, now what do we do about the floor? Because it is very dark. Very dark. I guess before we delete the floors, we need to figure out what's going to replace it. Why didn't I just think of this? Why didn't I go with this? That could work perfectly. I mean, let's see, because I mean it's going to match the trim on the wall. Oh, that's even darker. Well, that's why I didn't go with it. Okay, well, we're not doing that then. I do kind of like an ornamental kind of floor instead of just the dark, cold stone. So it does kind of expand our options a little bit, but I don't think it would expand it too much because I don't think there's a lot of options for that. That would be too modern, too clean. Yeah, definitely too clean. That's probably the same. And this is too dark for the Sky Dome, even though the Sky Dome works really well for everything else. Even though it would fit thematically, you know, but it would fit the color scheme. That is too dark on the wall. It's definitely too dark on the floor. You can't even see the texture unless the spark is lighting it up. Not even torches are lighting it up. That's too modern. Yeah. Too clean edges. Because even the Cinderella floor, even though it's like a bunch of squares like this, they're like more rounded, kind of more roughed up than Flagstone. And that's way too bright. That's too light of a tan. It's even brighter. That's already on the upper wall and the ceiling, so that's also a no. That just doesn't fit the color scheme of the room. That might be good for another room eventually, but not now. This is too modern. This probably looks like it would be better used on the wall than the floor. Those are options there. Wasn't there one that I really liked though? Well, let's see what this one is. It's probably too bright. No? It's probably just too clean for the dungeon though. What if I did rock for the floor? Hmm. See, it looks more orange in the icon, but it's really, really tan. No, definitely not.
I heard orange. It's morphin' time. Orange Ranger power.
Heck yeah. Hmm. It's either too dark or too bright with this. But we don't want the lava here. I'm probably going to go with this. It's going to match the ceiling. But I don't see a lot wrong with that. Well, no. Because my two options for the floor last time was a Cinderella castle floor like we have, or it was going to be the top of the Dunbrock stuff, like that. Because I am using that for the walkway in here. That's what that one is. And that would look pretty good. We have to determine before putting the aerial lights in that that does look really good. Okay, let me demonstrate that. Because it is a lot brighter. Okay, it's a little brighter. So, that's pretty good. But then, as you can see, we have to have the area lights in the blocks, and we can't put these on a path. And I don't want to do a replayer thing, because that's going to be very, very tedious. Unless I put the area lights on the sides. like I did for... No, I didn't do it for that. What would it look like if I did it like this? Would that even reach? Let's put it up here. No, it doesn't. So, it's either the dump rock floors and lose the functionality of the torches, or we find a basic block replacement for this because it's too dark. Because there's not a lot of options here. Unless I just went with the dungeon floor, like I've been doing. Like that. Because that could work very well. See if that merges well. It's not terrible. That's a lot better. That's a lot better. And it actually kind of melds well with the rest of the floor. I feel like most of the color shock was actually the floor, come to think of it. Just the way it drops off. Because the wall you can kind of forgive because there's like trim there. The floor just kind of added to the shock. But now that we have that, because the room is very distinct compared to the rest of the dungeon still, but it's not too big of a shift as it was before. Not as big of a shift as it was before. So, yeah, I actually kind of like that. So let's get rid of the Cinderella floors now because we have no use for them. You can't even see them from below. Alright. What if I put them up a layer higher? That makes them brighter. Although it could just be me double layering the light. Then again, I feel like the reason I put them lower was because it made the character too bright. It does make them look more torch-like. But do you really want him to look like this? Then again, you're right in front of the torch, so that actually kind of works. And it fades when you walk away. It's really only when you're looking at it, so that's how light works. Let's do it. So you can't really see the floor, or through the floor. Well, yeah, you can. Okay, yeah, you definitely can. Alright, we can fix that, though. By doing what I did with the Cinderella floors before. Like that. Alright. Now let's get rid of the lower area lights. Because I do like them higher up in this room. I do feel like it was necessary to have them lower in the other rooms. But with this, it actually makes sense. Okay, so... Oh yeah, we've definitely polished up the mural room. That's a lot better. I feel like we should have a puzzle here, but then again, you're not really going to do anything in here until like the Halloween event, so I don't want to spoil anything. So we're probably going to leave this room alone for now. But I do really like what we did here. Okay, so there's the mural room. It's hard to say mural for some reason. Alright, before we do anything else, let's save the toy box. Let's get a good thumbnail. I guess we're gonna save it again anyway, but... Alright, I still have those pictures pulled up, so I will have some ideas. Hopefully.
Infinity, they had a good thing going with this.
Absolutely. It's just an oversaturated market that killed the game. The Toys to Life stuff was just everywhere. That was probably one of the factors. It was the biggest factor. It probably wasn't the only one. Just the biggest. Alright. What else do I have?
IP Disney Infinity indeed. Someone just had to ruin it.
Yep. Well, there's a lot of pictures that I have for like outdoor stuff, like the outside of the dungeon, but we're not really going to build an outside of the dungeon. We're mainly going to do an interior.
The Cars playset was my favorite one.
Oh. Okay, that's an idea for the Halloween area that I'm going to do. Although I could do this to get to the boss room. Alright, we're going to have some terrain integration. Now, one of my biggest weaknesses in the toy box is making realistic terrain. The Yoda and the Lost Temple toy box was actually supposed to have the village that you visit, like, kind of on a hill, kind of like merged with the cliffs a little bit. And you kind of like go down the hill a little bit and then go into a canyon and find the temple. But due to my limitations with the terrain stuff, I just had to cobble together something for the the village, and the village turned out to be way smaller than I wanted it to be. The temple turned out pretty good. I wanted to make it a lot bigger, a lot more intricate, but what I wanted to do with that, we're pretty much going to do with this. So I'm not super disappointed now. But with this, we're definitely going to put my terrain skills to the test. We're going to need... It's easier just to go to the terrain section. We're definitely going to use some of these. Ooh, I have an idea for that. You know, I might even... Yeah, okay. So... Alright, I'm going to use the cave pieces for that if I ever get around to utilizing those breakable walls. I mean, I have to, right? Like, I put them there. So we're going to have like a giant cavern area that leads
Charles'
down.
Creativity is endless and I love it.
It's not quite endless. It's just a very high ceiling. Speaking of which, we're probably going to build a high ceiling for this using these cave pieces. I'm just going to need another archway for this. Unless I just do it like that. No.
Yeah, I just didn't know how to word it. Sorry about that.
No, you're all good. Hold up. Hold up. That looks amazing. I am flabbergasted at how good that looks.
That's mega amazing. It's ultra real.
Heck yeah. What if I... Alright, that's half and half. Alright, and that kind of goes in. So we're gonna have like a massive cave system here. What's that look like from in here? Alright. I really like that. It looks really good. Okay, we're gonna do that. We're probably gonna let it have an opening. Trying to think about how it's gonna impact this, you know? Okay, the walls are also on this side, so I can't really put them there unless I have, like... There's gonna be Z fighting. Unless I turn those around, which I can't do because of the pillars in the way, so I'll have to use a path creator for those. Okay. Because I could have just had them do that. I still could, because these, I don't need to have them there. Let's see. No way. That's perfect. Oh, okay, hold on. Well, first of all, we need rocky terrain, I believe, is where I can find this. No? Okay, it's gotta be in cliffs and ledges then. Yeah, there it is. Okay. So, what we need is that. And let's turn it like this. It won't really matter, no one's gonna see it, but...
Oh, come on, I forgot to go into spark mode again. Alright, so we're going to change the terrain texture, obviously. But this looks really good. Okay, we'll have to do something about that. There's a slight problem. I didn't want there to be any terrain around this edge. I kind of wanted it to be like... Does that look good? Okay, that's still too much terrain. But you see that hanging off the edge, which I mean could be fine. Oh, come on. I hate it when it does that. Alright. Let's go in here, the lower level. Okay, there we go. It's gonna dash, and I was like, I'm not even going the right way. Okay, that's more in line with what I wanted to do. Actually, it kind of looks like that's a solid piece, because of how it merges. So that's kind of cool. But the problem here is that if I do that for everything, that is a wall and a half.
To be honest, I am liking
Or
everything.
a wall and 2/4, or 2/3. So I can't really put those in like that. So I might have to scrap this idea. But there was going to be like a broken bridge leading across the top. But you'd have to fall down to get to the boss, which would be in one of these tunnels. I only wanted a tunnel on this side. I don't want one on this side. But if I just had the solid wall, there would have been that little edge jutting out. I don't want that there. So, yeah, we'll probably scrap this. It's a neat concept, but we probably aren't going to do it with this toy box. We may reuse that idea for next time. However, I will still keep the cave tunnel system. I just think we need a different strategy here. Then again, I could have had... No, that would have been even worse. Or would it have? Because I could have used this instead of the other canyon pieces. Or cliff pieces. Let me rebuild that upper level. Now, yeah, we're in just regular terrain, so I have to go back. So I went to Spark mode and went to that editor. Okay, so let's do this. And then we had it like that. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, and then we need cliffs and ledges. Or is it rocky terrain? It's rocky terrain. Dang. It's the same problem. Dang. That's like... Well, hold on. If I did this, brought it back like that, gosh dang it. Well, let's just say if I did get rid of that, brought this down, how does that look? Oh, well, no wonder. Hold on. We brought it back too far. We need it there. Can I? Probably not. No. Alright, so... That's probably better. It's a lot better. There's too much sticking off the edge, so we can't do that anyway. Alright, so... That, we're gonna scrap.
I have reached 150 XP.
Heck yeah. I wonder what that even means. Like the XP, like what you even use that for. Kind of curious. That's an idea.
To be honest, I have no idea either.
Well then. That looks good. I do like the concept of walking down that slope to get to a lower level, like a little cave section. At the same time, I don't know how to make this transition look good. So we'll bring it back to that. Yeah, I'm kind of stumped on this. Okay, I'm looking through my reference pictures. And we've pretty much used...
All of our ideas were from that. .
Okay, I do like the cave idea leading in from the hallway, but we're gonna have to get rid of it for now, because I don't know where we're going with it. And we might come up with a better idea. But that is something we'll have to keep in our back pocket for later, because I'll probably use that concept somewhere.
I wish I could show you guys what I'm looking at, but I don't have the capture card set up to this, and I don't think I could even show that on my phone on the stream, so... Okay. That stuff looks really good. It's like very ornamental. We might use that for like the entrance, but that might have to use a lot of path creators. And I'm kind of scared of doing that because I used a lot of them last time. It does involve these beams and the columns. Just not in this texture, obviously, but something like that. Had an idea for this. I'm probably not going to use it. It would take up too many... Yeah, we'd have to put everything on a replayer. Yeah, we're not going to do that for that. Okay. I was going to replace the ceiling with the cave ceiling to make it look more underground. But that takes up most of the room, so we'd have to delete everything within this box and replay it like on a replayer, and I am not doing that. I'd have to do that for the entire
Also,
edge.
thank you for viewing my Ecliptor match shard.
Yeah, I forgot to on stream the last time, because I just shut it down. But yeah, I went in and I watched it, and I just remembered today to make a comment about it, so I figured I'd do that. Okay, this still looks good though. I might still do this.
Yeah, thanks, man.
Just kind of throwing ideas out at this point. Okay, so from the outside it looks like a doorway, right? From the inside, it just looks like rock pillars. And I like that. I like that a lot. Makes that look a lot more organic than man-made, because this is constructed underground. So we have to kind of make it look like that. The rest of the dungeon doesn't really look like that too much. You kind of get a sense of that in the corridors, but the rest of that you don't, not really. So let's do like this, and then let's go to set 6 or group 6. Okay. Let's go to the Dumbrock stuff. I'm going the wrong way. All right. That looks good. Okay, so there's the rest of the floor. We shouldn't be able to see the Sky Dome through there. Luckily we don't. Alright, it is pretty dark in here. And we're probably going to make it darker by changing the terrain theme. We're not going to do this one. That's way too bright. That's white on like dark gray. That does not look good. Oh, that looks kind of good. Oh, that reminds me. We can do this. Uh-huh. Okay, there's that one. That looks good. But can we do better? Okay, that... I don't think that works. That looks good. That kind of looks good. It's a little bright. Or is it? Yeah, it's a little bright. Alright, let's see this again. No, that's exactly what we have on there. see Toy Box Terrain again. That blends in a lot more. That looks a lot better, I think. So there's that as an option. Let's see this again. It's a little more cartoony, but it does set it apart from the rest of the wall. We could do that. Doesn't show any lava though. That's a no. Okay, I'm thinking Toy Box Terrain looks the best. Alright, you know what? We're gonna set the theme. We're gonna retexture the rest of the outer area, and then we're just gonna delete the ceiling and put it back in with this texture on it. Okay. That looks decent enough. I don't like how the ceiling is brighter than the rest of the room. But I think that's because of the sky dome. You can see that
This
Anakin is
also
lit
looks
from
like
underneath.
Minecraft with the building aesthetic.
Yeah. I do like the wall. I think that looks really good. We're just gonna need a little something for the rest of the room to liven it up a little bit. Oh yeah, we were going to use some plant retextures. Now I believe I've already used some from... Yeah, I have used some from this. I don't think I've used any from the Dumbrock stuff yet. I don't think the Dunbrock stuff was going to be used. I think we already determined those were like exterior stuff. We did say, alright, Ancient Monolith Ruins, which is what we're using. And then the Nomanis and Island Debris. And that's what we memorized. It's pieces 3, 5, strip 2, and corner 1. Or was it strip 1 and corner 2? It was strip 2 and corner 1. That's what it was. Alright, so we shouldn't have any issues if we just theme all with the plants. That's too tall to fit in the room. This might be just right, but it doesn't touch, so that's a shame. That looks more of an exterior thing. Although... No, there's already a corner there. So that's probably a no for this. Okay, so the corners are probably a no-go. These might be something, though. No, they're not. They're too wide. Okay. So we need to figure something else out. These have plants on them. Okay, this one does not. Does have foliage though on the bottom. This has some bushes and stuff. We don't need that. That's too tall and it's got flora. Well now. This looks like something. Maybe. Perhaps. That looks good. I just wish I could merge it, but I can't. Unless I do this. Wait a minute. Where is it? Hold your applause till the end, folks. I'm not quite done yet. What? That doesn't... Why is it green? Oh, so now you let me do it. So it's only once per trigger area. So you have to get a completely different trigger area to get that to work. Again. Gosh dang it, I hit the wrong button. At least we have this theme set, and I have an idea on how to get that stuff back. Gosh dang it. Alright. There's that. What? Does that stick out?
The gosh dang it appeared. I was trying to reference that one line.
Yeah. Yeah, look at that. That looks amazing. I am putting that on all sides. It doesn't really help with our liminal space out here, but it will look really good from here. So that's good. I don't think it would look good from that side. Wait a minute. Can we merge 2 toys at once? Or 3 toys at once? Can we merge 1 toy into 2? We cannot. Oh, wait. Okay, I don't have to scroll that far. I was like, I don't want to do that. Alright, so... let me go ahead and put it on all of these sides. I call bull on that. Alright. Get it in there. Then why did it work on that side? That's the exact same trick. It's the same thing. It doesn't make any sense. All I did... Whoa! Go this way. Sometimes it likes to have a mind of its own. Alright. Trigger area. 2, 1. Huh? That doesn't make any sense. Why was I able to do it those 2 times? This game is weird sometimes. I mean... Alright, so it let us do it on that side too. But if we try to do it here... What? Why? I mean... Why? I don't understand it. Alright, so that looks really good. It's just I can't put it on all 4 sides or something? Is that it? I don't get it. So it works sometimes, and it doesn't work other times. Does it depend on the angle or something? I mean, I might have to do the replayer trick. What if I lower it and then go up? Still no. Alright, well I can't attach that to a path, can I? No. Can't attach these to paths either. That's so weird. Why does it do that? So that's really good. I want that on all sides. But it won't let me for some reason. Alright, so we need it a block above the ground, and we need it sticking out by half a block. So we need it on the line between the arch and the wall. Half a block out, midway. Yeah. I swear this should work. Alright, what if I tried the trigger area glitch, though? I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna go all the way up. Okay, almost all the way up. That's also a no. Okay, so replayer it is, if I want to go with that. It does have a, whoa.
I honestly
Where
can't
are
wait
we?
for the future of the games channel in terms of the awesome games you'll be streaming.
Can I move? Okay, that was... Yeah, I'm really excited for it too. Okay, so I like the ornamental detailing right here with the vines, but there is a bit of a tonal shift with the platform.
Clip-worthy moment right there, lol.
This is also a clip-worthy moment. I don't know what I just... I hope none of you guys have epilepsy, because I don't know what I'm doing. Anakin's doing pull-ups on the, Okay. Well... That's an idea. If we can get it to work. Wait a minute. Hold on. That looks good. Thing is, can we do it again? Wait, why does that look so much different? That looks like it should be merging. But it doesn't. What are you supposed to use the corners for then? I'd say I don't want to delete that. I want to delete the vines. Okay, I was only going to use these if I could put them around the walls. And I cannot, so we're not going to do that. Alright. I need a new plan. Okay. Yeah, that's... I thought that would work. Not gonna work. This, though, if I use path creators on it... Hold on. If I did this... No, it cuts in on its own arch, so that's also not an option. I was gonna put a little, like, structure in the middle. But I don't know how I'm gonna do that. So we'll probably skip out on that as well. Kind of at a loss here, guys. This would not fit in this setting, especially with that. So, what if we went into Toy Origin? Okay, we're in Townspeople now. So that's a no from the Pirates set. Unless we use the wood pieces here. So let's actually stick that on there. Alright, the Brave set. That might work for something. Alright, we'll keep that in mind. Okay, looks like we're sticking with that. Don't think there's anything in here that we need. No. Okay, that's all that, so it's skipping out on most of the other toys, so... Well, let's see what Game Maker has. Okay. Okay, it looks like it's just the Disney Castle stuff. Okay, so no on those. Okay, those filters did not really help. Alright, so... Go back to the stairs. I don't know, guys. I genuinely don't know. We need a sort of puzzle in this room, I guess. If we can't decorate it, we need something to do in here. Let's see, that might work for a different room, maybe down like a corridor, like a wide corridor. Or maybe in like that wide open room I had planned before, where it was like open air, had to go across like a broken bridge as this thing swung at you or something. We already have a combat section in the cell block, so we probably won't be doing a fight in here, even though this looks like a boss area, like a mini boss area. Okay, that's just going to be the rail slides after that, so... Okay, I'm going to scroll through still, see if there's any other decorations we could have that I can probably build out of basic blocks or something. Okay, we'll probably have a chest in here. You'll need to do a puzzle to get access to it. Can I put this on a path? No.
I ran out of things to say in chat, face with tears of joy.
Yeah. I'm looking around for traps. We might use this in a room. Maybe where the wall's closing on you, you gotta get out in a certain amount of time. I don't know. It's,
Indiana Jones style in a way.
yeah. So we could in like some cave section. I mean, this is kind of a cave section. But there's not a whole lot of traps that I can think of that would be good here. Or at least that would be easy to implement in a pre-built room. There's no buildings that would fit this theme, would there? No. And we already determined there's no set pieces, aside from the ones we've already used. Yeah. I mean, we might just have to make this a boss room or something, because, like, I am stumped on what else we can do with it. This shouldn't be where the final boss will be, though. It is wide enough to be the final boss room, but not tall enough, because we can't get the boss spawner in there. Okay, these stairs should definitely lead to the entrance. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We'll just build this room first, just to see. Alright, so there's that. And then... doesn't quite close on the edge. How about that? Okay. So that's a no for that. We could do this. Oh, okay. Hold on. Okay, that looks fine. If we double layer that, that's probably good. Do we have to triple layer that? It looks like we do. I'll triple layer it. Okay, so there's that. What's the bottom of this look like? Oh, okay. That's disappointing. Alright, so it won't do that. Let's see, is that one block? Yes, that is one block, not a half. This, though, is a half. That's going to be a problem. No, it's not. There's a workaround. Because it's going to go on top of this, not in it. So, I can do this. And it looks like it's even. Oh, come on, dude. Really? Okay, well. That sucks. Wait a minute. There's another potential solution. I don't know if that fixed anything. No, it didn't. Nope. Wait, what? Huh? My measurements were a little off then, because I have no idea how that happened. Okay, hold on. We'll put those in.
No.
Hey there, Ninja Mean. What's going on, man? Okay, that is fine.
Sup Ninjamie.
But this is not. Alright, so all of this needs to go up there.
I'm not gonna be able to play for a while cause my TV broke.
Oh, I see. Well, that's a shame. Hold on. There we go. Okay. So I just have to put the path creators on those. That looks really good from here. Oh yeah. I gotta get the floor. I think I know how to do that.
Dang. No worries Ninjamie.
Yeah. So I don't know when I'm getting on Fortnite next. I did say I was gonna stream that at some point this week, but like, I don't know if I'm gonna do that now. Maybe next week though. Hold on. That's not right. course it's not right. It's not even level with the floor.
Will there be a stream tomorrow?
Don't count on it. I'm not ruling it out, but don't be
I
surprised if
just
there's
walked in
not.
and my TV that was perfectly fine 20 minutes ago is now broken.
What?
Yeah, no worries, Shard.
Wait a minute. I can just do this. There we go. That's probably a lot better. Ooh, that looks good.
Wait, you
This
made an
looks good.
XP system.
No, YouTube just implemented that for some reason. I don't know exactly what it does. But yeah, it's something new they're trying, I guess. I think it's them prepping for me to get super chats and stuff. Even though I'm not really close on getting monetization. So
Well, I'm third.
yeah, well, I think they're just ranking people on this stream itself, not like overall, like on the channel. But yeah, it's interesting. Let's see. All right, where the heck? All right, just need to go to the flat terrain. I'll get to this. No, we'll do this one.
Did the bot read my previous message? Cause I didn't hear it.
Let me look.
Wait, so
About
what
you
are
being
you
in first
building?
place. That's the last one I saw. We are building a dungeon for us to play through on Disney Infinity. This is our next big project, basically.
Yeah, that one.
Yeah. Yeah, I think it did play on the thing. We haven't used any Battlegrounds or Finding Doors stuff up until this point, so I kind of want to make this available for all platforms. They said there's a way to get
Like
the
the
Battlegrounds and
obstacle
stuff content on PC, but it's like a mod or a workaround or something, so yeah, it is kind of like the obstacle course. There's like traps and stuff like that. We are going to utilize your idea of like there being like a collectathon. I do have a treasure chest in the first room, or I guess the second room now, and it utilizes like parts of the room you got to parkour up to get to it. That's this right here. It's just kind of hard to see because it's dark. I'm going to put more treasure chests around the dungeon. I just don't know where. This is a cell block. We're going to fight some enemies in here. And it's basically just a trap room. Then the gate opens back up when you defeat the enemies. This is going to be a mural room. Sorry to say that. This really won't have a whole lot in it until the Halloween event. I'm going to utilize something in here. I don't want to give too much away. But yeah, this will be pretty much an empty room until the Halloween event. And then we did build this little room. But once again, I don't know exactly what to do with it. But we're gonna put something in here. It looks like a boss room, but I don't want to put the boss like on this side of the corridor. Like I want you to go through a few rooms before you get to the boss. So I don't know what to do there. But this room is pretty much figured out. I guess we have a window here for some reason. No. We're gonna do
question. It's
this.
not really related.
Shoot. I might have an answer for you.
Do you play Spider-Man 2?
I have not yet. I'm going to play it for the first time on stream when we get to that in the live playthrough series. We're about to do the DLC missions for Spider-Man 1, then we're going to do Miles Morales, and then we're going to do Spider-Man 2. It's going to be a long time before we get to Spider-Man 2, but we'll get there eventually. I do have a copy of the game. I just haven't played it yet. Because when I played through the Spider-Man 1 story on stream, that was the first time that I've personally like completed the story. Because my first playthrough on Spider-Man 1, I never got that far. I got like halfway through, I believe. Okay, I'm not the biggest fan of this corner here, but I don't know what else to do there, so we're probably going to keep it. It does kind of look aesthetically pleasing, so we'll probably keep it.
We have passed the 2-hour mark.
Yeah, by quite a bit. About 20 minutes. I mean, I could have put this in here. But then again, it's got windows, and like, how are you even going to get in there? Like, realistically, like in lore. Wait, does that look good? Hold up. It does, but it's kinda useless.
Okay, cause there's a glitch in my save where as soon as I get in my save it just teleports me out of bounds, killing me instantly. So
Oh, wow.
-1.
Yeah, I have no idea. I haven't heard about that glitch specifically, but I wouldn't be surprised if that's a widespread issue. Okay, so we're gonna wait to use the path creators until we get the throne room done, which is where the boss is gonna be. So right now we just need to figure out what we're gonna do with that cave room, the half cave, where we're gonna put in it and how we're gonna decorate it, and then what's gonna be after it, and
Is it
then
not this week, but the week after this week the new Legacy Wars character?
yes. So alright, yeah, today's Saturday. So Monday, so 2 days from now, we should have our warrior tees. And I believe Tuesday is the last day of June, right? Today's the 28th. So June 30th is Monday. There is no June 31st. So the day that we get our warrior tees is the day I need to record the Power Rangers Monthly Gaming News recap for this month. So I'm gonna cover Justin, the warrior tees, because we'll probably figure it out like in like 5 minutes. Oh yeah. So tonight or tomorrow night, I have to study what happened with Mighty Force over the last 6 months. And that's pretty much it. We didn't get a whole lot of Power Rangers gaming news this month. We got a lot of comic news, but that's not what the monthly gaming news recap is for. I mean, we got Rita's Rewind comic news, but it's just a single cover.
I'm gonna be gone for about 3 minutes.
That's cool, Ninja Meme. We're probably about to wrap up anyway. It looks like we're coming to a stopping point because we're pretty much just to this room, and we're kind of drawing a blank on that.
Yeah, June didn't have a whole lot of Power Rangers news.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because Renegade didn't show anything off Power Rangers in their Renegade Con on the 6th, or the 7th. So that was disappointing, because, like, I stayed tuned during the entire stream, the whole day, and there was absolutely nothing. Even though they advertised the heck out of it in the Power Rangers group. So, that kind of made me a little mad, but hopefully they're working on something. They said they were going to be doing more Power Ranger stuff after Heroes of the Grid wraps up, and they have 2 more games that they have
Eternal
a back
Rangers
catalog
Night.
for. Heck yeah. We are 5 months away from that. So that's awesome. But yeah, it's not a lot of Power Ranger stuff this month, so I have to like dig for stuff. You have to scrape the bottom of the barrel I had to look at Mighty Force for news. So that's when you know we're in a rut. Or a drought, I should say. But yeah, so that's what I've got to go happen. That's that's what I have to
Mighty
do in the
Force
next
is
2 days.
50/50.
Mighty Force is like a 2 out of 10. The character roster is okay. Everything else is just kind of gameplay freaking sucks. The story isn't that great. Like, it doesn't make much sense. I actually kind of forgot like exactly what the story was. Is it like Rita Repulsa discovered Morph X or something? Like,
Remember
how does
your
that make
200
sense?
subscribers special.
200? Oh yeah, when I stream Skywalker Saga. I might need to do that again. We need to do some more free roam stuff. We need to go back into Lego Marvel games and 100% them. Because we did all the bonus levels and stuff, but we don't have all the characters. We didn't do all the side quests. Stuff like that. We didn't. I said I'd get Stan Lee in Lego Marvel 1 before we did Lego Marvel 2. Didn't do that. We beat the last
That was
bonus level.
almost a year ago.
I think it was a year ago. Lego Marvel 1 was, at least. Oh, they're talking about Skywalker Saga. Yeah, because when I streamed that in free roam, man, Froggy was still with us. A lot has happened since then. That's a whole can of worms that I'm not going to go into today.
Still considered a dead game?
Yes, technically. I mean, the servers are still up, so people still play it. Of course, it's a bunch of tryhards and stuff, but yeah, I mean, it's probably just considered dead because they just kind of dropped.
Forgot about her.
They just dropped content on it.
The Super Edition.
Yeah, so they came out with season 4, and then they just kind of stopped for some reason. They didn't really say it was the end, but they didn't say anything else was coming after that. Yeah, that's a topic for another day, Ninja Meme. I probably shouldn't have brought that up, but oh well. I'll just say this: there was an incident.
Okay.
There was an incident and a misunderstanding. Not between us, but with her and certain people, and we disagreed on how she should have handled it, and it turned into a whole thing. And basically, James and I just couldn't take it anymore, and we just walked away. Yes, she is. I'm not too worried about that. I used to be. But that's alluding even more to what happened, so you guys could probably piece together what happened. Okay, but yeah. So we're probably at a stopping point here. So I'm
going in the dark side.
It's a bit of a dark situation. It's not as dark as you probably think it is, but it was a bad situation. That's why I was kind of a nervous wreck last fall. Because of that situation, that's why I was that way. And that's why in May, when I came back after a little bit, I said I felt better about a lot of things. Because that situation did end up turning around a little bit. It didn't really have a happy ending, but it wasn't like a terrible ending. It was kind of there's a silver lining to this, you know? Okay, so let me save the, well, let's put in some decorations in this room. We just got the room built up. There's some stuff we can add in here before we wrap up. Let's get the Dunbrock braziers, because I feel like that would look good. Let's put those. Let's see. That's 1, 2, 3, 4,
Kind of guy
5,
who's
6.
not gonna force someone to explain the whole story.
Yeah. I mean,
That
I
hurt.
probably will someday, but I've got to prepare for that. And I also have to know when the right time for that is. Let's put those here. Why did that immediately turn on? Okay, that looks good. You know what? Let's put in...
You gotta get her consent first, right?
Yeah, well, I don't think she'd have a problem with how I word it, you know? So, I'm not too worried about that. But I don't suspect I'll be hearing from her again. That... See, if the ceiling was right here, I'd have been fine with putting one pillar, but double layer doesn't look too good. Hmm. I want to put something here, but I don't know what. We'll probably leave it empty for now. Actually, let's go to the Briar Hedge stuff. And let's try... Okay, not this. That does look kind of good, though. Let's try the half and half. Alright, we have to get past the... No, we don't. Okay, we're not going to do that. We're going to leave that empty for now. We'll come up with something for that later. Okay, so we're probably going to save it about here.
Did you make your games channel after your films channel?
Yes. Yeah, the films channel's been a thing since December 1st, 2020. Well, it's been a thing since before then, but my first video was December 1st, 2020. This I came out with in like April 2023. And then we slowly built it up. And then I started doing more content in like mid to late 2024. Or was it early 2024? Anyway, it was 2024 when we started picking it up, so. It took me a little over 6 months.
Right.
Yeah. But I think that's going to do it for us tonight. Keep an eye on the community posts for future video and live stream announcements. Because I don't have any more planned as of right now, but like I said before, I'm not really back on my schedule yet.
The moment Shard unlocked live streaming on this channel was awesome.
Oh yeah.
Okay, good night.
Yep. But until then, this is Shard Collector, signing off. Take care, guys. Stay safe, and I'll see you later.
Alrighty, see